Can I grab 2 minutes? Can I grab 2 minutes? There you go. Grab 2 minutes?
Yeah, sure.
You put a couple of flags up, you brought your own cherry picker, but you hear there's a cherry picker close by. Aren't they just going to take them down?
Well, here's the question. The council can attempt to remove them. That would be a strategic error. Because the way these flags have gone up, the ceremony was, very appropriate. It was very, you could call, sanctified. It was in respect of the heritage of Vadim Jegerow. I mean, we made it very clear that this flag has been here, this Russian flag has been here well before any war overseas started. And to punish the memory of Bill Jegerow, who was a Labor politician. He was a Labor politician, and he did a lot for the community. Now, Mayor Darcy Burns, he isn't an inch of the man that Bill Jegerow was. And the council simply doesn't know the history. The council don't know the history, and as a result of their ignorance, they removed the flags. Now, we've seen them lie, change their story. First they said the pulley system, then they said the flags were damaged, then they admitted it was because of the war overseas. Now they removed the pulley system to try and stop the community from doing this. The community has come out here today, led by the local Aboriginal elders, who have every right to raise their flag, which was removed. And they have every right to accept and welcome other multicultural flags.
If you wanted the Australian and Aboriginal flags to be raised, why not just raise those? And let at this point, for many inner west councillors, Russian flag, just let that go by.
No, because it's wrong that the Russian flag was removed. As I just said, I'll repeat to you, this Russian flag has been here for many years, decades, well before any conflict overseas started. To try to punish the memory of Bill Jegerow in relation to things happening overseas it's political racism, it's unsensitive, it's an attack on the community. And for a council that prides itself on diversity and equality and multiculturalism, but we know that's mostly just for the purposes of virtue signalling. If they were legitimately for multiculturalism, they would have consulted the community. They would have spoken to the son of the deceased. They would have spoken to the family of Bill Jegerow. But the worst thing is that they simply don't even know who Bill Jegerow was. And I invite you, Chris, to have a look down the end of the path. There's a plaque there. There's a plaque in honour of Bill Jegerow, which was unveiled by Anglo-Saxon colleagues, politicians from the Labor Party, in honour of Bill. So a council resolution installed this flag, and a council resolution may remove it. Now, there has been no council resolution.
And that's what you're seeking, is that this should not be removed without a council resolution.
No, this should not be removed, full stop. I mean, if you're going to start removing flags on the basis of something happening overseas, well, if there's a conflict in Palestine or Israel or Iran or Iraq or Libya, what are we going to go? Down to Bankstown and down to Bondi and down to Lakemba and start taking down people's flags? That's a bad precedent. It's a bad precedent. Australia is the lucky country, and that's why we all love Australia, including the Russian community. We love Australia because things like this are allowed here.
If they take it down, are you going to come back?
Mate, they take it down. We've got so many volunteers here. We've even got neighbours across the road. The gentleman across the road is an Italian migrant who's lived here for 50 years. He's got a lemon tree in the front yard. And he told me that his camera, which is installed to monitor the lemon tree, to stop people from pinching lemons, is watching the flags. So the gentleman across the road, the Italian gentleman, he's got his CCTV right on the building, and he'll notice. And we'll play the footage. And we have to come back here every week and replace these flags. We'll do so. But it's to the detriment of the council. Because the council will have to explain how they're spending council money, hiring and employing contractors to take the flags down every time. So shame on the council. And if the council want to test the resolve of the people, now the only way the only way these flags to come down would be if they were replaced on the pulley system properly and left there alone. And that would be appropriate and that would be normal. But we know that there are councillors on the council, some independents, who are supporting the community in this. And it seems to be the Greens and the Labor councillors and the Mayor who are against this. And they are definitely cowards because they can't put their name to a decision. We've made a freedom of information request. We've said, show us the minutes, show us the protocol, show us who made the decision, who signed off on it. They're cowards. They're just lying to us, lying to our face, and they're refusing to face the people. So I want to thank everyone for coming in today. I want to thank the social media journalists like yourself and Powers of Drake and other people that are here filming this event and spreading the awareness about this event. Also, I'd like to thank all the volunteers. We had a free barbecue, sausage sizzle. We had a great atmosphere here. We've had Uncle Bruce Shillingsworth for an excellent Aboriginal Indigenous ceremony. Auntie Glenda, beautiful day today. And if we have to, we'll double down. We'll come back. We'll raise them again. We'll post observation people. We'll make sure these flags are here. And this will get international attention. The local council is not DFAT. It's not the Department of Foreign Affairs and Trading. If the Department of Foreign Affairs and Trading wants to sanction the Russian flag, well, that's like a declaration of war, basically. Penny Wong is, she's welcome to do so if she wishes. But then there are consequences. Then maybe the Australian flag might be lowered in Moscow, the Australian embassy. You see, we're in a very tough predicament here. And Mayor Darcy Burns is way out of his pay grade. Mayor Darcy Burns should stick to accepting bribes from developers and approving DAs, which is what he does best. And Peter Shamara's cell and all the other stories. Because since we've been on Peter Shamara's Inner West Councils, since they've been of interest to us, we've received a lot of intel, we've received a lot of emails anonymously from the community members, even former councillors, former colleagues of the mayor are coming forward and giving us all the dirt on Mayor Darcy Burns. And let me tell you, this bloke has a few skeletons in the closet, and if I was him, the last thing I'd be doing was fighting the Russian and Australian and Aboriginal flags and creating more enemies.
Will you run for council then?
Look, I don't want to run for council. You know, I don't want to become a politician and become like them. I prefer to be just one of the people, with the people, having a barbecue in the park, playing my part, There may come a time when we'll have to run, but we can see what happened in Victoria. Even if the odds are stacked right up against Dan Andrew and there's 99% chance he'll lose, they still manipulate the numbers and they still win. The system is crooked, the system is corrupt, and the Australian government always likes to point the finger at Russia or China or North Korea or other countries and saying that their elections were rigged or false. Well, look what happened in Victoria.
Do you think the majority of the Inner West support flying the Russian flag in this park?
Well, let me tell you, the majority of the Inner West are people from multicultural backgrounds. We've had people from the Italian community, the Polish community, Chinese community, Greek community. We've got all sorts of people here. And no one has ever had a problem with these flags, right? If you drive down to Parramatta Road, Leichhardt, you go to the Italian Forum, you can have a bowl of pasta and you can watch the Italian flag fly. No one's got a problem with that. You go down to Ashfield and you can visit New Shanghai, they call it. No one's got a problem with that either. You got great dumplings at good prices. Now, the community has no animosity against each other. As you can see, everyone's here together. They're happy, they're friendly, they're having a great day and it's a great atmosphere. It's the council who is inciting multicultural, you could say, animosity. It's the council by doing this is inciting negative feelings in the community. It's the council who's vindicating certain nationalities in the community. And people here living in Australia, on Ramsay Street, on the adjoining streets around here, they've got nothing to do with the conflict overseas. And this park and this flag in this park, again, has nothing to do with any war. He's been here for decades. It was raised by the council, paid for by the council. It's a shame on Darcy Burns, who's way out of his pay grade. If Darcy wants to run for Foreign Minister, he should resign from the council and do so. Maybe he'll do a better job than Penny Wong.
Thanks for your time, Simeon.
All right, thank you.